大家好，今天我们来学习第四课一部分。Today we are going to study lesson 4 part 1 on the topic of hobbies. These are two objectives for you to accomplish from today's lesson and next week's lesson. I can ask about and answer the question of what your hobbies are. I can make plans with friends. Let's look at the first new word for today's lesson. 喜欢,喜欢 like. 喜 has three components with a new structure which is called horizontal trisection, horizontal trisectional structure. Let's watch the video here, which show you the story behind it. This video lively shows you how the character 喜 evolved from a picture of someone is beating a drum happily. So the character 喜 basically generally means someone is doing something happily, enjoyably. The second character, Huan, here has two components with left-right structure. The component on the left side, which is called hand radical, and the component on the right side, you can see there's a person, there's a person component in it. So the character Huan basically expresses the idea of someone is excited about something, putting up their hands, dancing there happily, enjoyably as well. So the two characters, Xi and Huan, both contain the concept of doing something happily. And then we got meaning for this character, which is to like, to like. Let's look at the next new word. 唱歌 唱歌 to sing or to sing a song. The first character Chang has a mouth radical you can see, and the second character has the same component as the character I just shared with you, which is Juan happily doing something or enjoy doing something. They have the same component in common shown on the right side of both characters. So "ge" here indicating someone is singing songs happily, enjoyably. So "ge" is a noun, means song or songs. Chang, there's mouth radical, which means to sing. And that's why there's mouth radical in it. Interestingly, the component on the right side of the first character and the component on the left side of the second character, which are called phonetic component. Phonetic component. So these components pronounce similar or the same the sounds of two characters. There's a popular myth about the Chinese characters, which is Chinese writing is pictographic, and that each Chinese character represents a picture. In fact, only a small portion of Chinese characters evolved from pictures. The vast majority are picture phonetic characters, just like these two characters. The radical component, the radical part, which offer the meanings of the characters, and the phonetic elements indicate the pronunciations of the characters. For more information about the main forms of Chinese character, you can refer to page 13. Page 13 in the textbook. Another interesting thing about these two this word, which is structure of this word, is formed with verb plus object structure. Chang means to sing. That's a verb. Ge means song. That's a noun or object. So this structure is called verb plus object structure. Also, we can call it detachable compound. Detachable compound. So as the name suggests to you, you can separate these two characters or two words, and you can put something in between to extend it to a phrase. For example, if you want to say, I like singing Chinese songs, you put the Chinese, the word Chinese between these two words. So you would say, 我喜欢唱中文歌. You put the 中文 in between. So 唱中文歌, sing Chinese songs. In the same manner, same fashion, if you want to say, I like singing Mexican songs, you would say, 我喜欢唱墨西哥歌。我喜欢唱墨西哥歌。Sing Mexican songs. So you can put the modifiers for the objects between the verb and the object. That's the way we can use this kind of words called detachable compound. Detachable compound. Next word is also the detachable compound, or you can say verb plus object compound. 跳舞，跳舞 to dance or to dance a dance. So the first character 跳 is a word. Literally means to jump. Here you can take it to dance. To dance. So this word, this character has foot radical on the left side, which is meaning component. And the component on the right side is phonetic component. It pronounces similar to the sound of the whole character. It's another example of picture phonetic characters you saw today. So the second character 五, 五, which has three components, right, or four components. So how you recognize this component in this character? It has structure called horizontal trisection. 五 it's a noun, which means dance. So literally, this word means dance, dance. It's another example of the verb plus noun plus object structure, or you can call it a detachable compound. You can put something between the verb and the object. For example, if you want to say, I like dancing Chinese dance, so you would say 我喜欢跳中国舞. You put the 中国 between the verb and the noun and the object. Or you can say 我喜欢跳墨西哥舞. I like dancing Mexican dance. And that's the way you use detachable compound words. Here, there's a video I would like to share with you, which show you a made-up story for the second character 舞, meaning dance. So let's enjoy a short video.
We can see 5 people dancing on stage. The top part of the character 五 is like a person flying, with 4 others dancing below him. The horizontal stroke in the middle represents the stage, and below that are 2 feet. The basic meaning is to dance. 五 五
This is a video that show you a made-up story about the origin of this character, which help you memorize this character well. Let's look at next keyword, also last keyword for today's lesson. "看电影", 看电影 watch a movie is a verb plus object phrase. Let's look at each character in this phrase. 看, the first character 看 has 2 components with top-down structure. 2 components with top-down structure. What's the meaning of each component? What the concept each component expresses to us? Let's watch the video here, which and covers the story behind this character. So this video largely shows you the story behind this character Kan. As video shows, the story for this character is someone puts his hands above his eyes to see the object more easily and clearly. So Kan means to see, to look at, and to watch. So the video shows you this character originally was a picture of thunderstorm with lightning, which produces electricity. So this character in Chinese means electricity. Now let's continue to decipher the third character in this phrase, which is yin. Yin. It has left-right structure with three components. You can see there's sun radical here. Okay. And this part standing for a traditional Chinese tower. So the three left-sided slopes, you can call it a shadow component. So that's the picture you conjure up based on these three components. A shadow cast by a traditional Chinese tower on a sunny day. What does this tower look like? This is a typical Chinese tower shown in that character yin. This is a real life tower, which is called Temple of Heaven, located in Beijing, where Chinese emperor used to worship the heavenly god every year. It's worth a visit if you have chance to visit Beijing someday. So now we got the literal meaning for each character here. Kan means watch, or to look at, to view, to see. It means electricity. And the yin means shadow. So this is the literal meaning in Chinese of watching a movie, watching electricity shadow, because when the first time the film was uh, imported from the West to China, they thought the movie was kind of like a shadow projected on screen. That's why they name it electricity shadow. It's a very interesting name in Chinese. We have completed all the discussions for the core words for today's lesson. Next, we can look at the dialogue video. I'm going to walk you through, guide you through every line in the conversation, in the dialogue, while you watch the video.
你周末喜欢做什么？
你周末喜欢做什么？Literally, you weekend like doing what? So here, this sentence touches upon another golden rule in Chinese grammar. Weekends is a time word. Is time word. So in Chinese, time words only can be placed either after subject or before subject. There's only two locations for time words. Please remember this golden rule. Time words can only be placed either before subject or after subject. Only these two locations where you can place time words.
我喜欢打球、看电视，你呢？
我喜欢打球、看电视，你呢？ Literally, I like playing sport balls, watching TV. 你呢？ How about you?
我喜欢唱歌、跳舞。
我喜欢唱歌跳舞。I like singing and dancing.
还喜欢听音乐。
还喜欢听音乐。Also like listening to music. 还 means also. It's a new word. So if you remember, we have learned another word of also in Chinese, which is 也. 也 also means also. So in this case, where one subject is doing two things, in this case, 也 and 还 are interchangeable. Can also say, 我也喜欢听音乐. But for another case, another occasion, when two subjects do one thing, only 也 can be used in such an occasion. For example, if you're saying, I like doing something, you also like doing something, you have two subjects, right? I and you. In that case, on that occasion, you only can use 也 instead of 还. You can view the detailed explanation about difference between the two words of also in Chinese, 也 and 还, in the lesson PowerPoint posted in Canvas.
你也喜欢看书，对不对？
你也喜欢看书，对不对？You also, this is another word of 也, another word of also 也. You also like reading books, right? Not right. In this case, also you can put 还 there interchangeably with 也, because in this case, there's only one subject. See, you like something, you also like reading books. So the same subject, in this case, which he's seeing, same subject is doing both things. So you can interchange 还 and 也 on this occasion. Another new grammatic structure that's brought up in this sentence is 对, right, not right. This question structure is called affirmative negative question structure, formed with affirmative and negative forms of verbs or adjectives. So right. Let me put here. Right. Not right. Okay. This is the one example of affirmative negative question structure, which is equivalent to the question structure ma we have learned. So you can transform this structure to ma structure by deleting negative form of right by putting ma after it. So ma also means right. So these two structures here expressing the same meaning. You can use either a affirmative negative structure or ma structure.
对，有的时候也喜欢看书。
有的时候也喜欢看书，有的时候 sometimes this expression, please memorize it. Keep in mind this expression 有的时候 sometimes 也 also you can also put a had here interchangeably in this context because it has one subject which is 我 I. 我有的时候也喜欢看书 so you also can put a had here interchangeably used with 也喜欢 like 看书 reading books 有的时候也喜欢看书。
你喜欢不喜欢看电影？
你喜欢不喜欢看电影 ？Literally, you like, not like watching movie. So this is another example of affirmative negative structure they use here for questions. 喜欢不喜欢 like, not like. You can also transform it to the ma structure by deleting the active form of 喜欢 and placing ma at the end of sentence, which expresses the same meaning as affirmative negative structure in the sentence. So you can say 你喜欢看电影吗? Do you like watching movie? If you use affirmative negative structure, which would be 你喜欢不喜欢看电影 without ma, meaning you like, not like watching a movie, same as the ma structure. Same as the ma structure, which is used to express same idea. So just remember one thing between these two structures, both of which are used for simple yes or no questions. You can never ever put these two structures in one sentence because they conflict each other in grammar. In other words, you cannot put affirmative negative structures and ma structures together. Never ever. Please remember this rule about these two question structures.
喜欢。
喜欢 I like it. That's the end of today's conversation. Next lesson, we're going to look at the part 2 of this conversation. 谢谢. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. 再见，再见。